So now you have your knife and now you know how to hold it. Next thing to do is to learn how to do what I call sticks and cubes. And we're going to try it with Mr. Zucchini because one, it's summer and there are a lot of zucchini around, and two, he's easy to practice on. We start by cutting him in half like that. It's like a little Quonset hut. It's cute, isn't it? So next we're going to make sticks. Now I'm holding either side of the vegetable and I'm starting with my tip and coming down, just like that. So here we have sticks. It's very complicated. Next we're going to do is make cubes. I'm going to use this part of my hand, just like this. If you think about it as if you're, say, a gorilla or an ape and you're holding it down and it kind of rests to the ground, you notice they don't put their thumbs all the way down, it's just the top of their fingers. You want to be an ape. So, you put your fingers here, you let it glide, tip down, and chop. And you kind of use your fingers to help determine how big the cuts are going to be. It's just like that. And all of cutting comes down to sticks and cubes. If you make bigger sticks, then you have bigger cubes, and it's a bigger dice. If you make smaller sticks, for instance, like this, you make smaller. It's still the same theory, big and small. Once you get used to doing sticks, you just do cubes, and then you can control the size that you want. The reason why you want to try to learn how to cut vegetables so that they're all a similar size is because they all cook more evenly that way. So another really terrific tip to learn how to make, or how to do in the kitchen, is learn the proper way to cut an onion. And so we're going to cut this onion in half. Start by doing it this way. So what you're looking at here is that here's the root. It is still intact. I've tried to cut through the root. In this case I didn't quite cut exactly through the middle. And then here is the top, the part that you pull out of the ground. You know that you cut it correctly if when you look at it you can see the core or the hearts. If you see rings, you've cut it the wrong way. When you cut it this way too, it makes it a little bit easier to peel it. I usually try to cut mine in half first and then I peel them. It's a little bit faster. Nothing is more aggravating to me than trying to get the skins off onions. So, with the idea that this is the root end and this is the other end, I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to start by making one nice cut right down the center, just like that. And then I'm going to make additional cuts on either side. If you want to have them be big diced, then you don't have to do anything else. You can just simply cut straight through, just like that. If you want to have a bit smaller diced, you have the option of cutting through the center and then slicing along again. It just makes them ever so smaller. The good thing about this technique, and it's a pretty classic way of cutting an onion, is it actually keeps a lot of the onion intact and that you're not doing this action. And when you do that action, when you're going what you're actually doing is breaking down more and more of the cellular structure of the onion. If you look at it, it's kind of just like in Shrek. I'm an onion, you gotta peel down to the bottom. And so if you actually go through all the layers, then you'll notice that there is actually a cellular structure to the onion. You can see it right here. The more you chop through that, the more you disturb it, the more that you release the acids in the onion that actually irritate your tear ducts and make you cry. So, a sharp knife, and then doing a good technique like this, it will help to reduce the amount of tears you have. Or at least I've read that somewhere.